Welcome back, everyone, to Session 3. Now that we understand the philosophy and origins of NEC from our last session, it's time to look at the physical architecture of the contract itself. If you look at a traditional contract, it's usually a thick, rigid book written linearly from page 1 to 500. NEC completely discards this layout. Instead, NEC uses a modular design. Think of it like a box of Lego blocks. Every contract is assembled by choosing a standard base and plugging in specific blocks to perfectly fit the risk and commercial profile of your unique project. This modular framework consists of 3 main layers: the core clauses, the main options, and the secondary options. Let's look at how these pieces fit together. The very first layer is the core clauses. This is the non-negotiable backbone of the contract. There are 9 core sections in total, and they cover the fundamental mechanics of any project. Things like the project manager's duties, time, quality, payment, compensation events, and title. No matter what you are building, these 9 core sections look exactly the same in every single contract. But the core clauses alone don't give you a complete contract. You have to choose your commercial strategy, and you do that by selecting one of the main options, labeled Options A through F. The main option you select fundamentally changes how the contractor gets paid and how financial risk is shared. For example, Option A is a priced contract with an activity schedule, essentially a fixed lump sum setup. Option C is a target cost contract with a share incentive where the client and contractor split any cost savings or overruns. Option E is a purely cost-reimbursable contract where the client carries all the financial risk. You pick one of these letters and it instantly snaps into the core clauses to establish your commercial baseline. Once you have your core and your main commercial option, you move to the third layer, secondary options, also known as the X clauses. Unlike the main options where you can only choose one, you can pick as many or as few X clauses as you like to fine-tune the contract. For example, if you want to penalize the contractor for being late, you plug in option X7 for delay damages. If you want to protect yourself against inflation on a multi-year project, you add option X1 for price adjustment. If you don't need them, you simply leave them out of the box. Now, there is one more special type of option you will see on almost every live project: the Z clauses. Z clauses are additional conditions of contract. They allow the client to write completely bespoke, custom amendments that aren't found in the standard NEC text. While they are highly useful for tailoring a contract to local laws or specific corporate governance, however, poorly written Z clauses can destroy the collaborative spirit of NEC and reintroduce adversarial risk. Use them with extreme caution. We have our clauses and our options selected, but right now it's still just a generic template. To bring this contract package to life, we need to inject project-specific data. We do this through the contract data. The contract data is divided into 2 distinct parts. Contract data. Part 1 is filled out by the client. It states the explicit variables of the project: who the project manager is, the site boundaries, the start date, and the required completion date. Contract data part 2 is filled out by the contractor. This is where the contractor inserts their specific information: their key people, their direct fee percentage, and their financial rates. Finally, how do we calculate actual costs when a change or an unexpected event occurs? We use the short schedule of cost components, often abbreviated as the SSCC. Instead of arguing about market rates or using arbitrary prices when a disruption happens, the short schedule provides a strict mathematical framework for calculating changes. It lists exactly what you are allowed to charge for people, equipment, plant, materials, and insurance. It is the objective calculator that keeps financial assessments clean and transparent. To summarize our high-level look at the framework, core clauses provide the backbone, main options set the commercial payment strategy, X and Z clauses fine-tune the risk, contract data fills in the project-specific facts, and the short schedule of cost components gives us our financial calculator. Don't worry if this feels like a lot of moving parts right now. In our upcoming sessions, we are going to open up each of these individual boxes one by one and explore exactly how they function on a live job site.